All right, good morning. Welcome to Elements of Calculus 2. We've got a Simpson's rule kind of a problem sitting here for us. So what I thought I would do is show us and take us through all of the Simpsons rule stuff here. So let's see if we can figure out what we're doing. First thing I did was I found a function that was going to be difficult to integrate by hand. So that's usually what this stuff is used for, is because when you can't integrate something, this would be kind of tough for the tools that we have to just go ahead and integrate this. And in Desmos, if you just type in backslash int, it'll do an integral, and it will do a definite integral for you. So that's a nice thing to be able to have access to. Okay, so I found a thing, made it integrate between 0 and 2. And then the whole point here is I'm going to see, like, well, how close can we get? So I know what the right answer technically should be. Let's see what happens. So I went through an Excel, okay, and I just had to go through every 0.5. So my delta x in this case is going to be 0.5, right, 1/2. So delta x is 1/2. And then I have the y values. And this should look a lot like the problem that you had to do for your daily exercise, because this is exactly how I made yours, right? So this is the kind of thing that we're looking at. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, do we remember how to do? Do I remember that I have a pad of paper to be able to do this with? Okay, I'm gonna drag my little guy here. Where do I have my little pen? Hold on for a second. We're going to pause for a moment. Yeah, I have a pen. So what I did was I'm going to make up a little table. Okay, I'm just going to write down my X values. You don't really need these, but I kind of like to anchor where I am. This is my f of X values. I got these off of the Excel chart, and just saying, okay, here's where it is. So 1, 1.22, 1.41, etc. So we just kind of go through and do those. You can see that those are the same values. And then what I like to do, because it's a it's a long formula, and if I try to write it all in one line, I am likely to get lost. So I'm going to make a little column for my weights, and it's just saying that 1, 4, 2, 4, etc. column. I'm just going to put here so I remember what to multiply this by. So I remember what to multiply each value by as I'm going through the problem, and I don't kind of lose where the coefficients are and the weights are in the middle of what's going on. And all I did here is like, okay, so this is so far what we have is we have the formula. I haven't done the delta x over 3 yet. Okay, so that's one of those things that we're going to try to deal with. And then we're going to have our f of x of 0 plus 4 f of x1 plus 2 f of x2 plus 4 f of x3. And then this is pretty much, we have 1, 1, 4, 2, 4, and then it stops at the last one. Okay, we could continue this 4, 2, 4 period sequence for as long as we actually needed it to. And this is one of the reasons why we invented Excel, is because we are going to have this do this for us. Okay, but doing it by hand, I think this is probably plenty. I don't need to have like 20 of these things running down here. We'll just go with the 5 that we have. So we just do this. And then we have go back to our 1, right? And this is our 1 times. And this is back to 1. And then my f of x of 4. And that's what we have up here. So all I'm doing is that's where we are in the formula. That's what I have so far. Okay, so that's where we are. And all I did was just write down all the little pieces that we're going to have. And now what I have to do is I have to sum these guys up. And unfortunately, I didn't do that on the calculator beforehand. So we're just going to, nope, I don't even have that with me. So we're just going to sum these up on, pick whatever little calculator you have. I have a fancier one that I could use, but I like to do everything with like the no frills kind of calculator. And you're gonna take my word for it that we're just gonna do 1 plus 4.88. We get 5.88 plus 2.82, okay, plus 6.32 plus 1.73. And that should pretty much bring me to 16.75. Okay, again, we only went to 2 decimal places. My delta x is 0.5, which is huge. Usually you're going to pick your delta x to be something like 0.1, depending on how good you have to be, 0.01, sometimes one. I mean, we did a lot of them with just one, just to kind of get the point across, but we have all of that. What is my delta x? Well, my delta x is 1/2. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to say, okay, we have 1/2 divided by 3. That's what this is saying to us. Or the other way we could do this is say this is 1/2 times 1/3. So this is going to be 1/6. Okay, we can go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do, once I get back to my 16.75 here, I'm just going to divide it by 6 and see what happens. So we divide it by 6. And I ended up with, so I divide this by 6, and I got 2.79 and some change. So we have 2.79, 1666667. Okay, like that. And now what I'm going to do is like, okay, that's my answer for my Simpson's method for doing all of this. And because I have Desmos available to me, I just want to show you like how close did we actually get. So go back to Desmos and say, okay, we have 1.79. I have 1.7916. This is 1.797. So we are a bit off. That's okay. But that's how you kind of do a problem like this. I recommend, make yourself your little chart. Again, for me, I have to go through and do it. Like I want my x's so I know which level I'm on, which row I'm supposed to be on. Write down my f of x's so I don't have to turn pages and figure out what's going on. I write down my weights because in the middle of this formula, it's so easy to like mess up and go, was I on 424 or 242? Where was I with all of that? So I just try to avoid the confusion and write this down and lay the whole plan out before I get started. So that I'm in the middle of doing a whole bunch of arithmetic. I don't have to think back to say, where was I in this plan? And it's just sitting right here. Okay. Once I have the whole thing totaled up, right, we'll go through and we'll take this delta x divided by 3, figure that thing out, and that's what I'm going to multiply the whole sum by the time we're done. So I hope that helps a lot, and I think that most of the students do a really good job with this problem, but I can understand like it's not the most intuitive thing. So it's my pleasure to show you how to do it. Good luck with everything, and I hope that this helps you. Thank you for watching the video.